don't think you actually need to. So, this is the water pump. Of course, yes, I already changed it. That is the new one in there. So, to give you the rundown, you don't need to lift up the engine. You don't need to rip any of the wheel wells off down here by the well. I actually took off the well, and that was only because I didn't have the tools that I needed. So, you have 3 bolts right here on the pulley. You take off those 3 bolts while the belt is on. Then you take this idle pulley, move it back, take the belt off. Now your pulley is going to be off, and you're going to be down to the water pump. On this water pump, there's only 3 8mm bolts. One here, one at the top, and one directly under here. So it's shaped like that. 1, 2, 3, like a sort of like a triangle. So on the back side of this, on this side of this, down here, there is no bolts on the back side. Only here, here, and under there. So you remove those 3 bolts, and that is gonna come out. Well, it's not gonna come out. If you had the car for a while, it's probably gonna be worked in there. I haven't seen one that you didn't have to work out, that you didn't have to get out. If you do not have this right here, I promise you, you will not be able to get it out. No vice grips, none of that shit works. You need those big ass pliers that I just showed you, because you're going to grab the base of this. And this is the old one right here. You're going to grab this base right here. You're gonna grip this with the pliers, and those pliers you can open up pretty wide. So you'll grip this, squeeze it together so you got a good grip, and you're gonna be rocking it back and forth in a motion like this while you're pulling out. And then it's gonna pop out, and you're gonna have a seal here. That's the most important part, because this seal, that O-ring that goes there, when you're putting this back in, you have to make sure that bottom part of it is in. Because I actually put it in and it clipped my O-ring. So now the O-ring I had to replace. I actually used the old one, and now it's not leaking or nothing. But the first one that came on the new one, I actually clipped because I wasn't all the way in. You shouldn't have to use the bolts to pull this thing in at all. Remember, I didn't have to jack up the car, nothing. I was able to reach it all from right here. So just make sure you push the new water pump all the way in, and make sure you have that O-ring seated. Fill up your coolant back in the reservoir right here. That's where the thermostat housing is. I didn't change that, but it might have been a good idea. I'm about to go in here now and wrestle one of these hoses that's leaking water. So after I do that, everything will be all good.